Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to be testing a product that is not from a subscription box. I just wanted to use it and found this at my local drugstore, my Shoppers Drug Mart, and thought that I would try it. And that is a mask from the company Vichy. And if you look closely, you'll see this is a sample size. So I found the display for Vichy. I have actually never used any of their skincare before or any of their makeup. But I was looking for masks because it has been so hard on my face lately with the weather and with having a cold. So I have been blowing my nose, I've been sneezing, I've been coughing a lot, I've been in dry air, I've been out in cold air, and I just feel like when I look at my face, I can see that it looks like lifeless skin. It just doesn't have a glow to it. So I was at the drugstore and I was really looking for something that would be something new for me that I could use as a mask that would bring back some life into my face. I went to the Vichy display and they had 3 different kinds of masks, and one of them was this double glow peel mask, and they had the little jars that were for sale in Canada for $34 each. I looked up and I believe if you were to buy them in the States, they are $20 each. But they also had beside it these samples of the mask, and it actually comes with 2 of them attached together, so you get 2 uses, and it was a little over $6 for this. So basically you get 2 masks for about $3.50 once you add in the taxes, and you get to see if you like it or not. And I thought that was a great thing to do because you can see how your skin reacts to it, you can see if you like it or not. And this one, as I said, is the Double Glow Peel Mask, and it is made with volcanic rock and AHA, and is supposed to be the brightening, glowing mask. This product is made in France, as I believe all of their products are. Vichy is a company that is owned under the L'Oreal brand, but it was founded in 1931, and their purpose, their reason for having a line that is all tied together is that they use a very special kind of water from Vichy, France, that is thermal water that has been filtered through volcanic rock. The story, I believe, is that there is the town of Vichy that actually has like hot thermal baths in it, and for many years, I think like thousands of years, people have been going there to bathe in this thermal volcanic water that calms redness in your skin, and it has all these different minerals in it from being sort of filtered with pressure through this volcanic rock. So Vichy uses this special thermal water in all of their products. Vichy is one of the biggest brands in the European skincare market. They do also have cosmetics, although I believe here in Canada it's probably best known for their skincare. So this mask in the line of 3 masks is the Double Glow Peel Mask, as I said. So while this mask gently exfoliates and brightens, they also have a pore purifying clay mask, which purifies and refines pores, and it is the same price for the same volume. I'm not sure if I said this, it's 75 milliliters that you get in each mask if you buy the full-size container. And there is also a quenching mineral mask, which hydrates, soothes, and refreshes. So I have not tried any of these, and I chose the brightening and exfoliating one because that seemed to be what my skin needs. I think that is everything I need to say about the mask itself. My plan is to do half of my face with the mask so that we can see together how it reacts and compare it to the other side of my face so we can see what kind of immediate difference it makes. And let's get going on that. I have my face washed and nothing else put on it, no moisturizer or anything. And I've put on some of my Hanalei lip treatment, which I've done a review on before because I thought if we're going to be doing some stuff to my face, why not put on a lip treatment at the same time? My face feels really tight right now because of the fact that I haven't put on any moisturizer or anything. It's actually starting to itch a little bit. But maybe, I mean, you don't know my skin, but for me, it just feels like everything has been very dry and dull lately. Paired that together with the fact that I've had a cold, which means I've been blowing my nose a lot. You might be able to see how red I am around my nose, and the skin there is particularly dry. I just feel like I need something to bring it back to life again, to brighten it, to help it out a little bit. in this weather when you're in dry, heated air, when you're inside and then you go outside and it's cold, cold, cold. It's very hard on the skin, and because I've been paying more attention to my skin lately, I've been noticing it more. So let's get started with the mask. This is what the package looks like all together. Sorry about the reflection there. So you get 2 pieces that pull apart. So you get 2 uses out of it. I am going to try to dispense about half of this because I'm only going to be doing half of my face, and then once we take a look at what it does and everything, turn the camera off, I'll put the leftover on the other half of my face so that I do an entire face treatment. What I'm going to be doing is putting this into this clean little bowl I have here so that I can then apply it with a foundation brush that I have. I actually did a review on this brush. This I received in my BoxyCharm subscription, I believe. It's from the company Vichy. That appears to be about half the product. It's that translucent pink color, and I've got a little bit of it on my brush. It is not a strong scent in any way. It just feels there's a slight clean scent to it. I'll see if that changes when I start putting it on. So let me zoom you in a little bit so we can see the application. I'm going to do it on this half of my face. It has a little bit more going on with it. I always have some dryness and wrinkles from my smile lines right here. I have a blemish going on, and I just want to brighten the whole thing up. So let's get started. Ooh. It is very cooling feeling. It's always fun doing this in the viewfinder, seeing how well I can get this on my face. Ooh, there is a cooling, tingling feeling. There's quite a bit of it. I hope I didn't use more than half. Like this amount, if there's another half left in the package there, this could have done my whole face very easily. But I kind of feel like once it's open in that container, you know, it's not going to keep, so. Okay, all used up. So that is the application. It feels cooling, definitely, a little tingly, especially in those patches where I have some dryness. So I'm going to set my timer, and I will see you back here in 5 minutes after it has done its thing and tell you about how the drying process feels before I wash it off. So that has been the time. I left it on like a couple minutes longer than 5 minutes. I don't know, I wanted to give it a little bit more time. For how this feels, it's definitely cooling. It's very gel-like. I definitely used more than half on this side of my face. I went to squeeze out the rest of it, and I think I put like 2/3 of it on this side, and I'm gonna have a little bit left to do the other side with, but that's okay. Very cooling. Not tight in any way. This doesn't seem, unless I've done it very wrong, that it dries down to, you know, a peel off or anything like that. There are a few spots like around my nose and maybe a bit down here and here where it's not burning, but it's tingling a little bit. Like if I sit here and think about where do I feel this on my face, I feel it a bit here, I feel a bit here. And there's that sensation that you have sometimes if you have something on your face that has a cooling effect to it, or what is the word? It's almost like when you have Vicks Vapor Rub, and if you get it too close to your eyes, you get that feeling like you know there's something close to them that's giving off that cooling feeling. I feel that a little bit in this eye, but overall this just feels lovely because it feels cooling, it is lightweight, it is not tight, it is not burning. I'm just letting you know where I do feel it on my skin. So the next step of this is to use your fingertips to massage it in a little bit, and I think that's some of the exfoliation, and then rinsing it off. So I'll do the massaging part here, and then I will go to my sink to do the rinsing off part. Yeah, so it's very much a gel. There is nothing in here in any way that feels like it would be, no, okay. I was gonna say there's nothing that feels like it would be providing exfoliation, but when I get down here onto my chin, there was a tiny, down here, there's a tiny bit of grittiness, which makes me wonder if, like I put this on really thick, I wonder if I put it on in a thinner layer, if it would be providing a little bit more exfoliation right now because I do feel it a little bit in the thinner parts on my skin. Interesting. I mean, it feels nice. I can tell you that. Not getting too close to my eyes. So I'm gonna go rinse this off and take a really good close look. Yeah, see there's a bit of grit that it feels like it has there too. I'm gonna take a good close look in my mirror and then be back here to let you know if I see any immediate differences in brightening or the tone of my skin at all. Okay, I will be right back. So I'm back from washing it off, and I don't know if this is a placebo effect, if I'm trying to see things that aren't there, but I feel like this side of my face looks more lifted and firmer with a slightly better tone. I feel like there might be a little bit of improvement in my pores and just sort of a nicer texture to this side of my face, but I really do feel like I can see that this side looks a little more awake and lifted than this side does. I'm gonna zoom you in so we can take a look. I might be crazy. It just might be that I want this to work, but it really does feel like it's done a job of firming. That's where I see it more, but then also a little bit more of a glow. In terms of my forehead, I mean, I feel like I can see a little bit brighter on this side of my face. I also can feel a lot more moisture in this side of my face than the other side. Zoom me right in to see my pores. The side with the mask. And the side without. And as I said, overall, I just feel like there is more of a lift on this side of my face and just more of a bounce and tightness of moisture than on the other side. Maybe placebo, but if it is, it's still a very nice, hydrating, tightening effect, in my opinion. So I'm going to put the mask on the other side of my face, let it sit, do my makeup on top of this, and then come back and give you my final thoughts. I'm back from doing the second side of my face with the mask, and it was interesting using less of it than I did on the first side, especially on my forehead. It did dry down during that time. So when I went to massage it in with my fingers, it was actually stiff and I had to work it around and it balled up a little bit. I have to say, from doing both sides of my face and looking again, I still think there's a bit of firmness that was there, but it actually just looks like one side of my face tends to be a little more lifted than the other. I'm not sure if I can attribute all of that to the mask. I then went ahead and put on a moisturizer that is just hydrating. It doesn't have anti-aging benefits in it because I didn't want to do anything that would mess up working with the mask, and then put my makeup on, and my makeup all went on totally fine. Looking closer, I don't know that I see quite as much of a difference in my pores as I thought I did when I first looked, but it did feel very moisturizing, it felt tightening, and it felt like it was brightening on my skin. It also seems like the kind where I'm looking forward to doing it again because it says to use it 1 to 2 times per week, and I think there are benefits that will probably build up as you use it for longer. So my overall thoughts on this is that I think it's a good mask that is worth the money. I would consider going out and buying it. When you look at the cost breakdown of it, to buy it here in Canada, it's $34 for a 75 milliliter container. And to buy it in the US, it is $20. So when you compare that to some of the masks that you get at Sephora, you know, the Glam Glow and stuff like that, some of them that are more into the double or even triple that cost mark, I think you're getting a pretty good value for it. I think there are good ingredients in it. And if I look at the individual container, like what I used, it says on here that it is 2 times 6 milliliters. And I actually found there was probably more of a mask in here than you would probably use if you had the container and were sort of taking some of it out with a spatula onto a tray to use as a mask. I probably wouldn't use 6 milliliters worth because it felt like a lot on my skin. So if you used a little less than that, you'd probably get like 15 to 20 uses out of it, which in Canada means it would probably be like a couple of dollars per use. In the States, it would be like $1.30 or $1 per use, which I think is a pretty good value. And it feels very luxurious. It feels fresh and cooling and quite nice. So I would recommend this mask. As I said, I'm gonna have to play around with it longer to see the long-term benefits, but I can definitely see picking this up. And it also makes me curious to try the other two masks in their range, which were, I believe, the hydrating and the pore refining ones, because I think that they are good quality for a price point that is more drugstore than high-end. I have really enjoyed this, and I do still feel like I can feel the moisturizing on my face. I feel like I have taken away some of the damage that has been done from feeling sick and the cold and everything like that. So I think it's a good one. I'm really glad I picked this up, and I'm also really glad that they came with these sample sizes because it is less of an investment to see if it works. That is everything I have to say for now. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you would like to. You can either click on the subscribe button down below or on my face, which comes up at the end of this video. And also, if you'd like to watch one of my other videos, one will be recommended to you at the end, and you can just click right on it and keep watching. Thanks so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.